Hello and welcome to Pushing Back, Ukraine Daily Brief. As the war enters its 750th day, these are the main developments from the past 24 hours. Russia has lost approximately 428,420 troops in Ukraine since the beginning of the war, the General Staff of Ukraine's armed forces reported. The number, which has not been independently verified, includes 580 casualties over the past day. According to the released Ukrainian figures, Russia lost 1 tank, 11 armored combat vehicles, 15 artillery systems, 34 drones, 34 vehicles and 3 pieces of special equipment. The update from the General Staff of the Armed Forces of Ukraine. There were 68 combat engagements. The enemy launched a total of 14 missile and 103 air strikes, carried out 45 multiple launch. The Ukrainian Air Force launched air strikes on 4 concentrations of troops, weapons and military equipment of the occupiers. In its latest intelligence update, the UK's Ministry of Defence reports Admiral Nikolai Yevmenov, the chief commander of the Russian Navy, was likely dismissed and replaced by Admiral Alexander Moiseev after Russia suffered a series of naval losses in the Black Sea. This follows the removal of the second Black Sea Fleet commander since the Ukraine war began, and is likely an attempt to improve Russia's naval performance in the Black Sea. In its latest intelligence update, the Institute for the Study of War. Russian Security Council Deputy Chairperson Dmitry Medvedev posted a detailed call for the total elimination of the Ukrainian state and its absorption into the Russian Federation under what he euphemistically called a peace formula. Medvedev's demands are not novel but rather represent the Kremlin's actual intentions for Ukraine, intentions that leave no room for negotiations for purposes other than setting the precise terms of Ukraine's complete capitulation. Ukrainian Commander-in-Chief Colonel General Alexander Syrsky stated on March 14 that unspecified Ukrainian units that have been deployed to frontline for a long time have started rotations. Russian forces may be currently committing tactical and operational reserves to fighting in eastern Ukraine in an effort to maintain and potentially intensify the tempo of ongoing Russian offensive operations. The Russian ability to make significant gains is still dependent on the level of Western support for Ukraine, however, and continued delays in Western security assistance will increase the risk of operationally significant Russian gains in the long run. Reported Russian transfers of tactical reserves to new areas of the front line demonstrate Russia's likely ability to dynamically balance and reweight their offensive efforts. British outlet The Times reported on March 14 that the British government believes that Russia deliberately jammed the satellite signal on a plane carrying British Defence Secretary Grant Shapps back to the UK from Poland. Continued limited raids from Ukrainian territory into Russian border regions will likely force the Kremlin to choose between paying a reputational or resource cost in responding to the incursions. The Kremlin must choose a balance between acceptable reputational and resource costs, but the Kremlin may not suffer as high a reputational cost in 2024 as it did in 2023 due to ongoing censorship efforts. Russian regional governments have reportedly increased economic incentives for Russian volunteers to sign contracts for military service. Russian forces advanced west of Avdiivka and in western Zaporizhia Oblast. In Zelenskyy's nightly address he expressed gratitude to all Ukrainians who are fighting for the country's independence, both military and civilian. He highlights the bravery of volunteers and defense industry workers, and mentions awards given to them. He also spoke about a productive conversation with the German Chancellor regarding ongoing support for Ukraine, including military aid and potential joint weapon production. Thanks for following today's updates. Please don't forget to like and subscribe for more content. We'll return tomorrow with the latest news on the ongoing conflict.